This is King H, the king of many people, the spiritual leader of Ambazonia. We need to find a way to stop the genocide in Ambazonia. To do that, we will need to create more civilian military groups. In the days when the United States were fighting for their independence, when they decided to fight against the British to kick them out of their territory, they had to create what is known as a civilian military. In the civilian military, you have men who are capable to lead people, to create more military groups, because that's what we need right now. The amount of military groups that we have inside Ambaland is not enough to defend the homeland. More military groups need to be created. More leaders need to step up, because let me make something crystal clear. If we don't have our independence, if we don't fight for our independence and secure it, the type of slavery that we will have to go in the hands of La Republic will be ridiculous. That is, there'll be a point where all Southern Cameroonians will be beggars, will have to beg to survive. But if you don't want to lose your dignity as a human being, this is the time for those who are strong, those who are bold, those who can think and act for their interests and the interests of Ambazonia. We need to create more civilian military groups, like the Tigers that have been created, like the restorationist soldiers that have been created, like the Ambazonian restoration soldiers that have been created. We need to create more. Create more Amazonian military groups. More gangs, if you want to call it. It doesn't matter, so long as you use your group to defend Ambazonia, to defend the people of Ambaland, all over the northern zone to the southern zone. We need to create more military groups. That's what we need. And with the great idea that the interim government has come up with, being able to raise about $2 million US. This $2 million US now will be used to support the civilian military groups. We need a group of at least 200 inside Southern Cameroon, spread all over. A group of at least 200 with members of at least 200. That will make up to what? 40,000 civilian soldiers that La Republic will have to face, so that it can be well coordinated, whereby if a town in the northern zone has attacked the military of La Republic, in the southern zone there's multiple attacks spread all over the southern zone, over Ambazonian, whereby it will stress out the military of La Republic. It will make the military of La Republic to have to go to the multiple areas, making them weak and giving us the opportunity to defeat them. So constantly we must have military groups created all over Southern Zone. Kumba, Boya, Bamenda, all over, Kwakwa, or wherever, all over Southern Zone, we must create more military groups, because that's what is going to lead us to our survival. That is what is going to give us that hope. But if we don't create more military groups, and if we don't coordinate and work together as Ambazonians, because we are fighting for our survivals, this La Republic Cameroon does not care. All they care about is their interests, is their resources, and we Southern Cameroonians are a threat to them, because we are fighting for our survival. So they will take us out completely. But we also need to stop showing mercy. because arresting um, some of these La Republic leaders and trying to exchange them for prisoners would not work because they don't care about that. La Republic doesn't care about the amount of people who are being killed. Some of them are even Anglophones who are working for them. So why should they care? If they arrest them and kill them, it don't matter. So long as they achieve what they want to, which is to control the entire southern Cameroon, and to do that they have to bring us down. So what do we do, Ambazonians? What do we do? Because some of our military groups are doing a good job, but the people are getting the heat after the military group leaves the perspective areas that they have decided to fight La Republic. When they leave, what happens? La Republic sends in their military to come and burn down towns, kill people, do whatever is necessary to put fear. Fear now will be inflicted in the minds of the people, and then the people will be, in pain, suffering, crying, and then trying to find a way to make sure that this ends. But the only way to make this to stop, the only possible way to make this to stop and to probably for us to have control over our territory is to create more civilian military groups spread over, so that when we attack in the northern zone, we attack on the southern zone, they cannot determine where we attack so long. And whenever they get the information that this town has been attacked, they're going into that town to do something. Other towns are also raising attacks, so that it will be multiple attacks, continuous multiple attacks, to the point where they will be confused. They will know what to do. But this one attack here, two attack here, or three attack here, if we do that continuously, it won't work. We need to step up our game. Ambazonians need to step up their games. And the interim government and the ARCC must work together. So I noticed some people in the ARC and some people in the interim government are only after their own interests. The interest of showing that they are the one in control. But nobody's in control of this shit right now. Nobody's in control of this shit, because if you do not have complete control over the land, the interim government and the ARCC or any other group will be useless if you do not have complete control over Ambazonia. So to make this thing work, our activists, all the activists, the writers, they need to speak of a unity platform whereby our leaders will express themselves, will do what is required, what is necessary to secure the independence of Ambazonia. It's not about one group. It's not about the interim government. It's not about ARC. It's not about any other groups. But it's about the survival of Ambazonians. And in order for Ambazonians to survive, our so-called leaders must work together. Must work. Bo Habet, Ayabacho, the interim government team, they all have to come together. Our activists also who are writing and speaking must also have an understanding that we are all fighting for Ambazonia, despite what group we are supporting. No group is better if we do not achieve our ultimate goal. No group is better if we do not achieve our ultimate goal. And our ultimate goal as Ambazonian is to secure the land in Ambaland. That is our ultimate goal. That's our ultimate prize. And with this ultimate prize, lives will be taken. People will be killed. But we need to create a better strategy, or we need to have a better strategy of how we achieve our independence. And it will have to be military as well as diplomacy. They go hand in hand. The diplomacy and military must work. And we don't necessarily have to have the strong military as for now. We just have to have as many civilian military groups as possible, so that our citizens will not be burned down, will not be killed, lives will not be taken away from Ambazonians just like that. If we have as many civilian military groups with multiple attacks, we have to be consistent in what we're doing. Multiple attacks daily, so that these people would not have an opportunity to breathe inside the land of Ambazonia. We don't want to give them the least chance of breathing inside Ambazonia, so that when they come, all they gotta do is run back into La Republic of Cameroon. And with the live video that I watched from ADF, great. That was very passionate, very moving. To secure Ambaland, we will definitely have to attack La Republic of Cameroon in their own territory. Just like they have controlled us for the past 56 years, going 57 years, we might just have to do the same thing to them and control them for the next 56 years. So we need to be strong. Every Ambazonian son from the age 15, as the ADF spokesperson said, will have to join the military. Join. It's gonna be like South Korea and North Korea, whereby we will have to be fighting constantly. They don't want us to survive. Well, we have to survive. It doesn't matter if they don't want us to. We will have to survive by any means necessary. Unity through diversity is the key for Ambazonian to survive. Unity through diversity. Life is war. To survive, you have to fight. Ambazonian, to survive, we will have to fight even when we are losing our brothers and sisters daily. Because if we stop fighting La Republic, we are considered dead people. The only option is to push ahead. The only option is to create more civilian military groups. Those who have been hurt, running their bikes have been burned down, their houses have been burned down, they don't have a place to stay, they're living in forests. This is the time to get angry. This is the time to feel the frustration. This is the time to say no to Ambazonia, to La Republique de Cameroon. No, absolutely no way. We ain't gonna let you motherfuckers do as you please. We ain't gonna let you motherfucker French Cameroonians do as you please. Because Ambazonian, Southern Cameroon, is our birthright. Our birthright. We cannot give our birthright to French Cameroonians. And some French citizens from France have decided to get involved into this fight. Just which African nation in the world has ever brought their own military in France or any European nation? Which? Why is it that Africans have to let European nations bring their own military in our own continent? Why is it that? I mean, y'all need to figure that out. But this is King Echu, the spiritual leader of Ambazonia. Share my videos. Till next time.